This wasn't a tech demo. This wasn't a lab. This was live television, watched by over 1 billion people. And these weren't humans. They were made in China. And they are already at work. In 2025, the world shipped roughly 13,000 humanoid robots. That sounds small. It isn't. It was a 480% jump in a single year. And nearly 90% of every one of those robots came from China. One company, Unitree, shipped 36 times more units than its closest American rivals combined. The market is projected to reach 2.6 million units by 2035. Whoever owns the supply chain at 13,000 units almost certainly owns it at 2.6 million. That is the race, and it is already underway. To understand why China is winning, you have to forget about robots for a moment. Think about electric vehicles. A decade ago, China flooded the EV market, not because it had the best engineers, but because it had the best ecosystem. Batteries, sensors, motors, supply, chains so dense you could source every component within a 50-kilometer radius. When China's EV price war peaked and margins collapsed, those factories didn't go idle. They pivoted. BYD, XPeng, NeoGAC. The same companies building the world's most affordable electric cars are now building and deploying humanoid robots on their own factory floors. And underneath all of it, batteries. Chinese solid-state cells are being engineered simultaneously for EVs and for robots, targeting energy densities that would let a humanoid work a continuous 12-hour shift. The current industry average is under 2 hours. Then there are rare earths. The magnets inside every robot joint, every actuator, every motor require neodymium, terbium, dysprosium, elements overwhelmingly processed inside China. EV technology, battery chemistry, AI models, manufacturing scale, rare earth dominance, these are not separate stories. They are one story, and humanoid robots are where they all converge. America has Boston Dynamics. It has Tesla's Optimus. It has Figure AI and a dozen well-funded startups. The demos are extraordinary. But demos don't win industrial wars. Production does. Tesla missed its own target of 5,000 Optimus units in 2025. Without Chinese suppliers, each robot would cost $131,000 to build 3 times more than with them. Accelerating whether that is a comeback or a last stand remains to be seen. Today, Japan dominates the components inside humanoid robots everywhere. Harmonic drive reducers, FANUC motors, precision sensors. Nearly every humanoid on Earth, Chinese or American, runs on Japanese parts. But there's a warning buried in that fact. Japan once led the world in LCD panels to dot it, won the technology. It lost the market. The Kyoto Humanoid Alliance, 13 Japanese firms, is now racing to build a fully domestic humanoid by 2027. That is not an engineering problem. That is a structural dependency. Japan's situation is different, and in some ways more poignant. Japan invented this race. Waseda University built the world's first bipedal humanoid robot in 1969. Honda's Asimo was the global gold standard for decades. But Asimo was retired in 2018, precisely as the industry began. Here is what this actually means. Humanoid robots working at 10 times human productivity, around the clock, without error, are not a labor story. They are a manufacturing power story. The country that deploys them at scale first rewrites the unit economics of everything it makes, and every country that doesn't imports the consequences. Supply chain dependence, wage pressure, strategic leverage over the rare materials inside every machine, and a new kind of data moat, because 13,000 deployed robots are generating real-world interaction. Data that trains the next generation of robot intelligence. The more robots you ship, the smarter the next ones get. China is compounding. Everyone else is catching up. There is a window 2 to 3 years before that compounding becomes very hard to reverse. The question was never whether humanoid robots would arrive. The question is who builds them, who supplies them, and who becomes dependent on whom. The United States still leads in AI software. Japan still leads in precision components. But China is leading in the dimension that has always decided industrial races. The ability to make things at scale, at speed, and at a price no one else can match. The robots are already here. The race is not coming. It has already begun.